K-pop fans are very good with their freebies. Like, even if you go to like a mom and pop shop that's like K-pop, they'll give you freebies too. Like I went to a store in Fremont or San Jose. It's in the Bay Area, and they gave me a poster for free. They gave me the pre-order benefits for free.
Welcome to the Crossing It Off podcast, where we believe living with intention through a bucket list lifestyle is a great way to bring yourself personal joy. As you are crossing items off your list, you're actually filling up your bucket. The more items you cross off, the more joy gets added, until eventually your joy spills over into the lives of those around you. My name is Roger Williams, and as the host of this show, I will be interviewing guests, people just like you that are crossing items off their own bucket list. My hope is that by hearing these stories, you will be inspired and empowered to cross items off your own bucket list. When you find something impactful for your journey, we invite you to share the episode with one other person and leave an honest rating or review of the show. This is an amazing way for you to gift those feelings of inspiration and joy to others. Now let's start crossing it off together. Welcome everybody to another episode of Crossing Off Podcast. I am super curious about my next guest and her experience, and I am just excited that she's here. She describes herself as someone that loves concerts, sound checks, and high-touch experiences with her favorite artists. We're going to talk all about that. Geet Dhanota is here with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, Geet. So tell us, what did you cross off your list?
I crossed off have a VIP K-pop concert experience.
Okay, so we're talking about going to see shows. I like that already. Explain to folks maybe who don't know, what is K-pop?
So K-pop is the acronym for Korean pop music.
Okay. I know it's getting more popular. First thing I think of is BTS, but there are so many other groups besides that. How did you first get involved in being a fan since you had a VIP experience? We know you're a super fan probably. So how did you get involved? When did this fandom happen for you?
So I got into K-pop when I was doing my bachelor's degree. Around that time, my sister kind of showed it to me while she was doing hers as well. So she showed me some music, and then one of my she was classmate / colleague because we worked for the student newspaper together, and she was always playing it. So I'm like, it's kind of catchy. And then I started like looking into groups with GOT7 being the first group that I listened to. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm stuck in this now. There's no way out.
Okay, so you're in the United States, right?
I am. I'm from California.
Okay, so California is closer to Korea than maybe New York City, but so are you Korean or?
No, I'm Punjabi.
Okay.
Indian, so yeah.
And so my immediate I have a friend in a band in Israel, and I love their music. I don't speak Hebrew, I don't understand Hebrew, but I love listening to them play. They're just super awesome. So what was that like for you? Is most of their music in English, or is it Korean, and how does that work for you as a fan trying to get into the music?
So when I first started, a lot of it was Korean. They do have like English words thrown in the lyrics here and there, but nowadays there's full English albums or full English songs that come out. I know one of my favorites right now, 17, whose concert I actually just went to on the 14th of August, and they have a full English song. It's called Darling, which is like they explain it as a love letter to their fans.
That's awesome. Cool. Being in California, how many shows have you seen? Do these bands regularly show up on the West Coast, or how does that work?
I think I'm really blessed to be in California because California has LA, which everybody kind of just goes to LA.
Sure.
But in total, if I counted correctly, I've been to 9 K-pop concerts, and I've only been to K-pop concerts. I've actually not been to any other.
Oh, that's cool. That is so cool. And so what was the attraction for you? What brought, you had friends that introduced it to you, but what was that thing that drew you into wanting to be a fan and explore this certain genre more?
The dancing. If you ever watch like a K-pop video, or you watch like the concert or anything, as a person that loves dancing, I've been dancing since like I was very little to like now. And I think just finding that common ground right there and being like, oh, I want to try and, you know, not necessarily copy their choreography, but try to see if I can do it. And it kind of gives you like that workout, but you're having fun. And like, you also get to meet new friends along the way. So dancing definitely did it. And I think a lot of the members in groups that I like, it's usually like my favorite member is the main dancer, because K-pop is broken down to like main rapper, main vocal, main dancer. And that's one of the main reasons.
And so again, I go back to like my BTS reference. Like that's like the only band I know, being 52 and white. I'm pretty square, so that's the only one I've really gotten to know. Are there different varieties of K-pop, or is it all like boy bands? Are there girl groups? Are there
Oh yeah.
mixed groups?
There's mixed groups, there's girl groups, there's oh my god, there's a card, that's what I'm talking about. There's a co-ed group called Card. My favorite girl group is Blackpink.
I have heard of them. Okay, so I know Blackpink.
My favorite K-pop like alt bias is, so basically an alt bias is the number one person that you like love this person, and that is
Okay.
MJ from Astro. And my alt group is 17 and Astro, as well as GOT7, because without GOT7 I would have never known K-pop.
And so where do in my day, we turn on MTV and we watch videos, and that's how we found music. How do you find these groups? What kind of resources do you use to like hear the music, see the music, and get into it?
This is very funny. I actually got in through Twitter. In Twitter, there's a lot of like fan wars. And at that time, I was just like kind of, like you said, like you kind of find out through other groups. And I had a lot of like multis, is what we call people that like different groups in K-pop stan Twitter world. And I had a lot that were BTS fans. And at that time, when it really started, they were always like arguing with another fandom called XOLs. And I was like, okay, who's EXO? And then I went over and I just fell in love with EXO. And I'm just like, why all this hate? So a lot of groups I actually found through like people arguing about a group, and I'm just like, bro, what? Like, this is such a good group. Like, why are you arguing over this?
We can like everything.
I love EXO.
Yeah, I'm a huge professional wrestling fan. I don't talk about it too much, but there's multiple different companies out there, and so many times people get like, just like WWE or just like AEW, and so
Me
just
too.
like
I like WWE too.
yeah, but you can like it all. You can like it all. You don't have to, it's okay. It's just for fun. So yeah, that's cool. All right, so how many shows have you gone to?
9.
9. And so in that you talk about at the beginning of the show that you crossed off having a VIP experience. What does that mean to have a VIP experience?
So different companies do VIP experiences in different ways. Some of them will do like sound check, and some of them will do sound check and you get exclusive like merch line, like you get to cut the line. And some of them will do like a group photo. Some of them will do like a high touch experience. So the most recent one that I had was just the sound check experience, and that was with a group called TXT, and that's shortened for Tomorrow by Together. And that was the first sound check experience that I had, and it was just one of the most memorable experiences, especially because they did a song called Cat and Dog. So everybody in sound check is just barking because and you're just like, oh my god, so yeah,
Okay,
definitely a memorable experience.
nice. The excitement in your voice is awesome. It sounds like this brings you joy, and I love that part of this. So explain, like, is that like a normal ticket? Is it something I can get on Ticketmaster, or do you have to like go in a lottery to get a sound check ticket, or what is that portion of actually like getting to that point of having that VIP ticket? What is that like?
So for me, I was actually I work as at that time um in a district office. So I worked for a school district, and I told them, I was like, hey, tickets are going on sale today. And I'm so professional. I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm taking my break later because I got to buy tickets. Hop on. And TXT is like a really, really big kind of group. They're very well known. So tickets were flying. what I did was, even after my break, I kind of left the screen on, and tickets just popped up that were VIP. Like, my sister wanted to see the group, so I was like, okay, let's just get tickets. Whatever tickets we get, right? And VIP just happened to pop up, and I was like, all right, mine.
And is that experience more expensive to get a sound check like that, or is it?
Yes.
And it must be pretty exclusive. When you were at the sound check, how many people, fan wise, were probably in the space?
There was quite a few. I do have like a YouTube channel. It's called Sincerely Geet, where I do like my K-pop videos. So I kind of vlogged that experience, and it wasn't like a lot of people, but it wasn't like a little bit of people either. So I would say there was like quite a few.
Okay.
Not maybe like a quarter of the arena.
Okay, that's a good number of people. So you get there, do you get to sit anywhere, or is it like you have to go to your seat?
No, you go to your seat because
Okay.
just to kind of answer your question earlier, tickets are bought on Access as a assigned seat, or Ticketmaster as an assigned seat. So you'll just go to your seat, which is why we aim to go to seated concerts more, because standing and VIP standing is always just being pushed around, being shoved around.
Right.
So it's better to just have that concert experience where you're going to enjoy yourself.
And so how much earlier it's sound check, which means they're checking their equipment and how that goes, but that's how much earlier do you have to get to the show to see the sound check?
Well, sound check really depends. It is usually an hour or so before the actual show, but groups, they have different ways of doing things. And K-pop concerts, they have a lot of people, like a lot of fans, including myself, who indulge in freebies. So we give freebies, we trade freebies, we get freebies, and it's just for, kind of the last concert I went to for 17, there were people giving out keychains, bracelets. Someone had made like tote bags. So, and you just, they're giving them out for free because it's like, hey, you like the same people that I like, so I know you're gonna love what I'm making.
Sounds like a good community to be a part of if you're a fan. It sounds like people are cool to one another. That's good. Geet, so how many songs did they do during the sound check? Was it just an extra songs that they came out and played a couple, or did it seem like they were actually doing a sound check where they're checking the equipment and stopping, or did they just run through a couple of songs for special fans?
So if I remember correctly, because it's been a while, they did 3 songs, and they kind of paused in between each song to interact with the fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that like? What did they do to interact with the fans?
Just like some Q&A, some fun stuff, kind of introduce themselves.
Okay. That's the Q&A probably was a lot of fun. So after you've done, we have experiences when we go to concerts. I know I do. I think one of my things is that I usually wind up liking the opening band and like wanting to leave. It's something that happens to me. When you did the sound check, after it was done, how did you feel? What was it? Was it worth doing? Was it something that you like, oh, wow, every concert I go to now, I'm going to have to do this? What were you feeling when you were done with the sound check?
I'll be honest, I was hungry.
Here at the Crossing It Off podcast, we are passionate about inspiring you in your bucket list lifestyle and empowering you to live out your list. We offer many resources to assist you in your bucket list journey, such as web resources in the show notes, bucket list mentoring services, my book Live Out Your Lists, a private Facebook group for you to share your bucket list success stories with others, and more. All of these can be found at crossingitoffpodcast.com. Find the resource that fits your need so that you can live out your list. Now back to the show.
I live about 6 hours away from Los Angeles, and we were driving.
Uh-huh.
So after soundcheck, everybody kind of actually just went to eat.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, well, I think like maybe like a handful of people probably stayed, but everybody else kind of went back out. Hung out with like the friends that didn't get like VIP tickets. Everybody was like eating. So like the arena, the bottom of the Microsoft Theater, it was kind of full with just like everybody chit-chatting and eating.
Okay. Do you feel like it was worth the experience? Would you do it again?
So for me, I definitely think that, see, I say this to every K-pop concert, especially 17. If you are not a K-pop fan and you want to go to a concert, please go to 17, because the way they treat their like that ticket is actually like worth that VIP experience. Not saying TXT wasn't, but 17 literally give you the mic to sing along with them for people to have VIP.
Nice.
So, and I'm just like, one day, that is like, I'm like, I need to do that one day, just bottom. I need to be towards the bottom.
Okay. And so you talked a little bit, I think either before we got on the air, but you talked, there's a difference between like going to a sound check and going to what you say is a high touch event. What are the two differences between those?
Okay, so sound check is what happens normally before the concert.
Mm-hmm.
And high touch can happen before or after, depending on the company, depending on the group. And high touch is when you actually get to like meet the group, but it goes by really fast because you're kind of just high-fiving, them, and you have to be very quick in how you say things.
Okay.
But I remember like my first sound check on was with Stray Kids, Microsoft Theater, May 17, 2019. And I just kind of remember like one of the members, his name is Felix. He's one of the Australian members. And I just told him something, and the way his face just lit up hearing it, like I have that like picture just in my mind now. And I think that's kind of something that makes it very, very memorable. And it makes you want to like go see them again.
Geet, the high touch sounds really cool. Was there any limitations that you have when you do that? I mean, can you like hug the people and kiss them, or like what's that like?
No, you can't. If you have a group picture, there's a chance you might be able to hug them, but high touch you can't even record high touch.
Nothing.
No. It's for you, for your memories.
Yeah, but wouldn't they want to promote themselves by all those Instagram moments that they could produce through that? I mean, that just seems like that's a missed opportunity to me.
You know what? I wish you could record high touch myself. But there's people that do it. There's people that bend the rules a little bit, but you're not allowed to. And you'll like, with as fast as security is telling you, like, move it. As soon as you enter, security is already telling you to move it.
Right.
So it's quick, but you have to like kind of know what you want to say to the guys or the girls, like before that curtain is like you're inside.
Yeah. It sounds like you still had a great experience, and that's cool.
Yeah, I did. And I got to meet them twice, so not only on like May 17th, 2019, but then again in February 16th, 2020, both Stray Kids for high touch.
If you had to choose between the sound check and the high touch, don't worry about which group it is, because that would probably influence your answer. But if you had to choose between doing the sound check and doing the high touch, which one would you choose?
I mean, if I'm like front row, I would say sound check, but high touch more over than sound check, because you do get that regardless of what VIP section you're in, you're gonna meet them.
Okay, that makes good sense. That's a fair answer. That's a fair answer. So if I magically became a huge K-pop fan, but I never gone to a show, and I said, Geet, what is something I need to make sure I do? And it could be any one of these experiences, or it could be something else about the K-pop concerts and the community involved. But if I said, okay, I'm going to go to a show, again, besides the artist, because I know you have favorites, but what's the one thing you'd say, oh, you've got to do this? What's this?
You have to learn the fan chants, because K-pop is one big concert party. And
hold on a second. Like I'm at a soccer game doing hooligan chants? Is that what?
No, you're actually chanting part of like, so with K-pop groups, they have set aside like a part of the lyrics, or something that'll happen after a lyric is said, where the fans are chanting it. So even like the group name. So when GOT7, let's say, we'll start a song, right? We'll be like JB, Mark, Jackson, Park Jin Young, Choi Young Jae, Bam Bam, Kim Yoo Young, GOT7, and then the song starts right then and there, and it'll start the first word, because they'll have it timed out to match certain points in the song.
I
So
just,
whenever a song is released, there's a chance, 100% chance that a fan chant guide, usually done by the artist, will be uploaded on YouTube.
so they let you know in advance what that's going to
Yeah.
be. So
It's like a homework assignment. It's like a concert's coming up, and you will see this on Twitter or Instagram. Like, oh my god, I haven't even learned the fan chants.
oh my
Like,
gosh,
so
that's
it's very loud, very party mode.
yeah. Having not experienced it myself, it's I probably you're almost convincing me, Geet, to go to a show, because I love it when musicians interact with their audience. You know,
Yeah.
just getting up there and playing the song. You know, I could sit at home and listen to it on Spotify. I'm not interested in that. I want to feel like I've had an experience. One of the reasons I love Coldplay, right? Because you go to a Coldplay show, you know, it's just immersive. And so that's what this sounds like. And you're almost getting me, you know, almost moving me to do this. So I put it on my own bucket list as something I probably need to do. And I'm in Seattle, so I may have some chances with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so this is just so fascinating to me. Geet, what is the next thing that you want to cross off your list?
So the next thing is to host a cup sleeve event for K-pop fans from around the area of California, which I'm from, which is Central California. And the aim is to hold it on December 3rd.
Okay, so let's go back. What is this event you want to host?
So a cup sleeve event is basically held for almost all K-pop groups, and it's usually held for like a debut or like 1,000 days that they've been active, 2,000 days they've been active, a group member's birthday, album release. But for me and my friend, we want to do it to have people from Central California kind of meet up, because all of a sudden you're seeing this wave of people from the area that are like K-pop, and I'm just like, dude, I thought there was only 3 of us.
Yeah.
So December 3rd, we're gonna aim to host it at Quickly in Turlock, California.
So what does that event look like?
So that's kind of just fans. You know, like how you get like a warm drink, like a coffee or something, and they have like that sleeve around it.
Oh yes, okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's what a cup sleeve event is. It's basically everybody kind of gets together. They go and they get that sleeve on their like boba drink or on their smoothie or whatever you're buying. You get to meet new people. You get to interact with them, kind of learn more about them. And the recent one that I went to was ATEEZ in San Jose before their album had just come out.
And so who provides the sleeves?
We do it for donations, through donations.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you get them made, but then the rest of the fans kind of pitch in and make that happen.
Yeah. So the fans that want to be there, they'll like donate like $5, $10 or whatever.
And do those become like collectible items at some level?
Yes. Yes.
Or at least memorabilia for yourself, right? I mean,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's
and there's
awesome.
Freebies there too. Like K-pop fans are very good with their freebies. Like even if you go to like a mom and pop shop that's like K-pop, they'll give you freebies too. Like I went to a store in Fremont or San Jose. It's in the Bay Area, and they gave me a poster for free. They gave me the pre-order benefits for free, and then the store in Sacramento, she always gives the pre-order benefits for free too.
Wow. Yeah. That sounds like a great. I'm all about community, so
yeah.
This is awesome for me. I love when people build community and sustain community, and it sounds like this fandom really does that, and is probably pretty inclusive. So I love all those things. Geet, tell us where we can find more information about you and maybe K-pop, especially make sure you tell us about your YouTube channel so that people can see your vlogs from your experience.
So I'm very big on mental health, and therefore my YouTube kind of combines mental health and K-pop. So it's like ATEEZ Moments for a Bad Day video, B2B Moments for a Bad Day, GOT7 Moments for a Bad Day, 17 Moments for a Bad Day, Astro Moments for like a bad day, like everything. And so that channel is called Sincerely Geet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where else do you have?
And you can find me on Twitter at Sincerely Geet, or well, that's like my personal. I kind of just do whatever on there. But if you want my K-pop Twitter, it's M Hyung Juni. So it's kind of based off MJ. So Myung Juni. So M Hyung Juni.
Awesome. I will put all those in the show notes. This is a fascinating subject. I greatly appreciate you being on here. And I hope more people get into this experience, regardless of their age. And I think that that's awesome. Geet, thank you so much for being here.
And I do want to say, once again, if you ever, I've been to 9 different K-pop concerts. And if you, I've been to BTS, I've been to like so many concerts, you know, like, but the way 17 is, regardless of where you're sitting, you're going to have the best time of your life. So I would say GOT7 too, but GOT7's like inactive right now.
You're trying to start a Twitter war on my podcast. I think that's what you're trying to do.
I'm not trying to start a Twitter war. It's just watch the content, people. You'll see why I say 17.
Geet, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I had so much fun.